Peace and love, family. Welcome back to the Hope, the HOPE, helping our people elevate. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. To returning viewers, as I always say, welcome back, family. Today, we remember someone you may have never heard of, but someone who gave everything in the fight for freedom. He didn't lead marches. He wasn't in the newspapers. He was a college student, a Navy veteran, a black man in Alabama. And in 1966, 21-year-old Sam Younge Jr. was shot in the face for simply trying to use the restroom. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Peace and love, family.
On behalf of Akuno Sankofa Bay, you know what I'm saying? Jay, where you at? We're trying to help our people elevate. Hope. HOPE. We're giving them hope. We doing what we gotta do, you know. Every day, one step at a time, man. We're gonna make it happen. Helping our people elevate. Sometimes I practice focus, thought, and meditate. I'm trying to come with other ways to help our people elevate. And seeking knowledge make me levitate. The lifted mental state is what results from how we orchestrate. This for the family's sake. Let's self-reflect and self-evaluate. And every day make sure the steps you take, you calculate. Receive a master's fate. I know I can't exist without the hate, but that's okay. I balance that with higher self today. Success is on this way, and after that my flesh can pass away.
Samuel Lehman Younge Jr. was born on November 17, 1944 in Tuskegee, Alabama. His father, Sammy Younge Sr., was a well-respected educator and U.S. Army colonel, and his mother, Lula Young, was a school teacher. The family believed in education, dignity, and service, and that belief ran deep in Sammy. After graduating from high school, Sammy joined the United States Navy, but due to his health complications related to his kidneys, he received a medical discharge. Instead of slowing down, Sammy rechanneled his energy into something more urgent, the civil rights movement. In 1965, Sammy enrolled at Tuskegee Institute, a historical black college where he became deeply involved in civil rights work. He joined the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, the SNCC, and quickly became known for his fearless commitment to justice. He participated in voters' registration drives in Alabama's Black Belt, spoke out against segregation, and wasn't afraid to confront injustice face-to-face, even in the most dangerous parts of the Jim Crow South. To the world, Sammy Younge Jr. was a college student. To the movement, he was a soldier for justice. To racists in Alabama, he was a threat. On January 3, 1966, Sammy walked into a Standard Oil gas station in Tuskegee, simply looking to use the restroom. The white attendant, Marvin Surgis, told him the color's restroom was out of order. Sammy reportedly argued that it was his right to use the restroom, and a confrontation ensued. Moments later, Marvin Surgis pulled out a pistol and shot Sammy in the back of the head. Just like that, a 21-year-old freedom fighter was dead, murdered over a bathroom. His body was left bleeding on the pavement. His death was senseless, but not shocking in a country that had already buried Medgar Evers, James Chaney, and far too many others. Surgis was arrested and put on trial, but in October 1966, an all-white jury acquitted him on all charges. They ruled it justifiable homicide. Now I want you to let that sink in. A black college student was shot in the head for demanding the right to use the bathroom, and the court said it was justified. Not a single day in prison, not a single charge was stuck. The system worked exactly how it was designed, to protect white supremacy. Sammy Younge Jr.'s murder rocked the civil rights movement, but what happened next would mark a turning point. The Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, the very organization Sammy had worked with, responded by doing something bold and unprecedented. They became the first major civil rights organization to publicly oppose the Vietnam War, declaring that the U.S. government had no right to preach about democracy abroad while denying it to black people at home. They stated, the murder of Samuel Younge in Tuskegee, Alabama is no different than the murder of peasants in Vietnam. The United States is no protector of freedom, but a perpetuator of oppression. Sammy's death became a global symbol of America's hypocrisy. Today, most schools don't even teach about Sammy Younge Jr. There are no major monuments in his name, but his legacy lives in the spirit of those who still fight for justice, equality, and truth. He was the first black college student to be killed during the civil rights movement. He was only 21 years old. We say his name because he mattered. We tell his story because they tried to bury the truth. And we remember him because freedom isn't free, it's paid for in blood. If you made it this far in this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share the video. Drop Sammy Younge's name in the comments and keep his memory alive. Subscribe for more powerful stories that they don't want you to know. This is history, this is truth, and this is why we can't stop telling it. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace and love.
We've had no complaints whatsoever until this time, and we're certainly going to investigate what happened last night, if that was a part of it.
And after the investigation, and if the investigation proved to be true of what we feel and what we think and what we know on this side, do you plan to close that gas station up there?
Do everything
You
in our
close
power.
swimming pool.
We'll all get together. We'll suggest to get everyone out there.
This is another thing that I don't.
Anyway.
No, what I'm saying is that we're going to have to get together to decide whether or not that filling station should be closed. This doesn't make good sense to me, and I don't understand why you were elected in the first place. If something has violated a law, if someone has violated a law, you're supposed to take immediate action. That's why you're here, Mayor Kiva.
Well, now, we should, I think, in all sincerity, all of us, I'd welcome any ideas, suggestions, and so forth. That was only an employee. And we wouldn't want one person to do something in the city or the VA hospital or Tuskegee Institute and then condemn their whole body for it. Now, this is just an employee that's done
But
this.
that employee was hired by the employer of the gas station.
I don't think anybody has a license to commit murder. I think everything possible should be done to apprehend the person who did and to see that justice is done. Certainly, we all deplore. I was not around there. I'm not aware of the circumstances. All I can say is that we certainly deplore any crime that's committed anywhere.
Mr. Fox, no time to talk about we will investigate.
It's supposed to be investigated now.
Time to evaluate the quality of our law enforcement officers. And evaluate the quality of this city council.
We have, as I have stated, we have, just 3 minutes before we walked out here, we have invited more federal men in here.
Y'all can't handle it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, come on now. Now we're going to have one person talk at a time. We're going to be quiet. Yeah, this is not funny. It should have been. Next time.
They had been there 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, they'd been there maybe longer than that.
Longer than that.
The first thing we asked him, have you seen him? He said, no. Lights are all on him. He's on the side of the garage. They ain't seen nothing.
That's right.
We ain't seen him. As soon as he walked over there and found him. He's the first one on phone.
Less than 5 minutes.
Sam, just before this happened, were you?
Well, about 45 minutes.
He left off about 45. Yeah.
He was at a meeting at Tuskegee.
He was in a meeting at the Freedom House there. And he left us there. Said, I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, do you know anything about this argument that's supposed to have happened last night, or was there an argument, or what?
I don't know, but we should find out.